I want to hear your thoughts on the place that you call home here. So when you want to answer these questions, shout it out at me. Say yes, say no, say whatever's on your mind. Let's hear the answers back. Here's a question for you. How many people here are completely satisfied with Venango County? Say yes or no. How many people here think Venango County can do better? Say yes or no. How many people believe that what we have in place right now across the county is going to get us there? Say yes or no. How many people believe it's going to take more to get over the hump? It's going to take more effort. It's going to take more creativity. It's going to take more. Do you believe that? Yes or no? We all seem to agree on this, minus one guy, and that's okay. That's okay. If we start from the premise that we all can agree on, which is Venango County needs to go somewhere. Let me ask you this question as our second premise. How many of you think that Venango County is one of the most beautiful places on earth? Say yes or no. How many of you folks like the people here and like being here? Say yes or no. How many of you folks would stay here and want to build a future here and can see yourselves here 5 years from now? Say yes or no. Okay, we agree. Point one, Venango County has some work to do. Point two, it's worth doing the work. Say yes or no. Okay. I want to play another game with you this evening, and I want you to shout out the first name that comes to your mind when I say these things. Back in the early 2000s, the county has a beautiful park called 2 Mile Run County Park. Have you been there? Do you like going there? Do you think it was a good idea back at the start of the decade that it was privatized and turned over and a buck or two was made in the process? Did you like that? Here's the game question. Who was the guy that got involved, that got that county park and brought it back to Venango County taxpayers? Who was that? Was that a good thing to do, yes or no? Who was the person that you think had to take some of the blame and some of the brunt of being the guy at the forefront of that fight? Can you think of a name? Mike Hadley. Who's the guy that's still around and still putting up with it, but he's still standing in this park today? Okay, 2008, we're going to go forward a couple of years. How many of you know what the West Unit building is? Say yes or no. How many of you folks realize that more than $1 million walked out of that transaction and went nowhere to help any of you? Say yes or no. Give me a name of somebody in the park that was speaking out against that. Mike Hadley was there. Give me a name of somebody in the park that was not afraid to speak against the powers that were involved in that transaction. Did the transaction go through? Can something good still come from that transaction? We hope so, maybe. That's a fair answer. Let me ask you another question. Give me a name of somebody that has seen a murder case from start to verdict. There's 3 choices here. Sean White, Brenda Servideo, and Mike Hadley. Who's on that list? Tell me somebody that has had experience in both state and federal Supreme Courts. White, Servideo, or Hadley. Say it. Tell me somebody that has gone out on the limb, that has gone against the grain this entire campaign, all the way to being vandalized today. Say Servideo, White, or Hadley. Who's the guy that you think is ruffling feathers and that's making some people uncomfortable? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? It's a great thing, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Hadley I've known for a couple of years. We don't have a long history together, but I know a few things about him that are concrete and absolute. When things are happening that require courage and faith and commitment to get through, Mike Hadley has never slowed down in that moment. Venango County faces challenges that are going to require commitment and courage and faith. And look at the path to this point so far. This is a primary election race. It's been nasty. And it's been ugly. And the reason why is the stakes are high. Do you agree with me that the stakes are high? Do you agree with me that you need somebody that can get through that, can speak eloquently, can be intelligent, and knows the law? Is that important to you? Yes. I want to give you one other thought that I had about this today. In my mailbox down in Franklin, I got a big 3-page, nice glossy-looking campaign advertisement from Sean White's campaign. It was a beautiful ad, But there's one thing that makes me really nervous about that ad. If you open it up, how many people got that today, by the way? Okay. If you open up that ad, which is very well done, he has a beautiful family, lots of nice friends that are in there. There's a list of people in that ad, about 25 strong. Let me ask you this question. Do they all have something in common on that list, in your opinion? Yes or no? I would say that they all have in common as the machine. That is the machine on that list. I take a look at the very top line is the district attorney who has served you for so many years. If we all agree in point number one, that Venango County has some place it needs to go, let me ask you a question. Do you think the endorsement of the district attorney that's played a role in that for more than 2 decades, that's nearly the entire length of my life, do you think that that endorsement should be worth primary consideration, yes or no? Do you think that the people on that list that have gone way out of their way to endorse Mr. White, who's a nice enough guy, do you think that those people that have something in common as being part of the machine, do you think that they're trying to tell you someone that's going to cause some change? No. Ladies and gentlemen, Venango County needs change. And I would tell you to take a look at what's happening in this campaign. If you don't even take a look at the candidates, or you don't look at Mike Hadley, you don't look at anybody, look at how the behavior is happening in this campaign. And look at what is being said in this campaign. And look at what the two messages are. I see two things happening. I see candidates that are part of the machine, that have the endorsement, that have a list of 25 people in their campaign materials. And I see a gentleman, Mike Hadley, that has nobody on his materials but himself. I see a guy that has not asked for anybody to endorse him because he does not want to owe anybody anything. I see a guy that's willing to stand on his own, ladies and gentlemen. It's willing to look in the face of adversity, what might be unpopular. I see that in Mike Hadley. Do you see that in Mike Hadley? Do you want to hear more from Mike Hadley tonight? Do you want to hear what he's going to do for Venango County tonight, ladies and gentlemen? Do you want to hear from Mike Hadley, your next district attorney in Venango County? Start clapping your hands and get him up here. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Hadley.
Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you all very much for coming. My name is Mike Hadley. I'm running for district attorney, and I'm asking for your vote on Tuesday, May 21st, just a few days away. And Mike Thomas, wonderful. Thank you. That was a great introduction. You hit on a lot of the points. And there's a lot to talk about. We've seen each other many times in many places. In the several months we've been going at this, really almost half a year. But I want to talk at the beginning about what Mike mentioned at the end. Your district attorney, when he or she gets sworn in on January of 2014, has to be somebody who is of a mind to do justice, not of a mind to pay back favors. And I can tell you, when I do get sworn in as your district attorney, no one is going to be able to come and say, Mike Hadley, we got you elected, now you owe us a favor. Nobody. From the beginning of my campaign, we have made this a priority. We have known that you cannot go and ask for people's support who are going to be coming in front of me as the district attorney. I don't want them to say, hey, you got to go easy on this case, or you got to do this, or you got to do that because I helped you. So we haven't asked for that. We wouldn't accept it. We wouldn't try it if we could, because it isn't doing justice. And the district attorney has one goal, and that is to do justice, to do what is right, to protect the innocent, to convict the guilty, but to do it fairly, with no ulterior motives, no payback. You cannot be bought and paid for and be an effective district attorney, and that's the bottom line. You know, there's probably no more lonely office to run for than the district attorney's office. You know, you don't have all the money to build bridges and to do pork barrel projects and to give out perks to your friends. You've either got the defense lawyers mad at you or the police. You're either going to have the county commissioners on you about something or the municipalities. But if you come to the office, as I'm coming to the office, knowing that's what we're getting into, you'll be able to transition smoothly. My opponents, who think that it's going to be the most popular and likable job there is, are going to have a very rude awakening. And they're not going to be able to serve you well when they find out that it's not the dream job that they thought it was. So that is a major, major difference. Now, something else I want to talk about is economics. And people say to me, what does the district attorney have to do with economics and with prosperity and money? And the answer is this, that until you have law and order in the streets, you cannot grow this economy. It's that simple. We have to restore law and order to our community. Where I stand at this very moment is only a few blocks from where there have been armed robberies. There is an allegation of a rape in this very park only a few months ago. Stabbings over in the municipal parking lot. It is chaos in the streets, and I'm going to stop it. And when we start to turn it around, then businesses will know this is a good place to come. This is a safe place to come. Because, you know, we know that businesses think with their heads, and they make business decisions. But never underestimate the power of thinking with their heart. And when they know something's a good place, they'll stay. When they know things are working, they'll come. So it won't always just be a business decision with their head, it'll also be with their heart. So what is the culprit? This is an anti-drug rally because hard drugs are the culprit that are leading to this crime wave. I have a three-part plan, the 3 E's: enforcement, engagement, and education. Those 3 hallmarks of my plan are what's going to get this turned around. You realize right now we have a district attorney's office who sits at that courthouse and waits for crime to come to them. They wait for the crime to be committed and then they react after the crime. Well, that's too late. I'm going to be out there well before the crime's committed, talking to the high schools, talking to the junior highs. I sat with some school board members the other day and told them that. They said, Mike, you better get to the elementary schools. They're having 11 and 12-year-old children having drug issues. So, yeah.